I cannot hear you people. Just say you know. I'm not going to listen. Anything. Ah, can you hear me?
First thing to look at the Paris Olympics so far and looking at the team Nigeria participation so far, and our performance so far is quite unfortunate. Today is the 13th of the game. Because up to now we are here to make an impact to show our presence on the medal table, and the question is that are we going to eventually be on the medal table? And it appears that our hope is changing every day by day. Any day break, we have a hope that okay, maybe we'll get to the medal. Unfortunately, we go on starting from on Tuesday, where we have a hope on Usoro that Usoro definitely put us on the medal table. Unfortunately, he lost at the final fight, and went to the bronze medal fight. He couldn't get it to win the bronze medal fight. We lost it out there, and then coming to the yesterday again, it was the same scenario. Same scenario in the 400 meter hurdle, where we are our girl and our man Nathaniel, and even the 200 meter men again Samuel Ogaji, all of them also failed to progress to the final in the semi-final ring. And here we are again. Yesterday, another bright prospect yesterday was the qualification of what record holder blessed Toby Musa, our brightest hope so far, and which is also having the hope that he definitely going to keep us medal. He progressed to the semi-final yesterday, and we hope that he keep the hope alive. And just like you say, yesterday also the basketball team. Well, to me, the fair performance I've had so far is the basketball team. Despite loss out to the US, it was a gallant ball out ball out yesterday. So to me, the girl didn't just win and get defeated. They make their presence fair, and everybody the whole about the Nigerian league, we have their total brilliant performance. To me, it's a good performance from the basketball. And
we'll get into that.
Now we are today now. Just like before, I just like to say the three girls who are in the long jump. Well, first and foremost, let me congratulate those three girls. Blessing Usoro and for qualifying for the final. It is not small. You may think that it's not going to qualify. It's not about qualifying for the final. Let them win the medal. More. First, qualifying for the final is a great feat. It's not every athlete that came to the event will get to the final. They know there are many athletes who have already fall aside in the long jump. So for three of them, Nigeria entered three of them in the wrong line. For the first time, having three Nigerians qualify for the final. This is the first time it's happening after a very long time. So congratulations to those two girls. But whether they are going to win a medal in the final today is another different ball game entirely. But looking at their prospect, and looking at the under, they are going to compete against other 12 athletes. So I'm looking at those 12 athletes already. They have about four athletes who are already ahead of them. Among the Nigerians, Ese Brume has a better chance in terms of qualification to the final. He has a better long performance than the Usoro and the other game. And ahead of the best, we also have about 4 people ahead of ahead of Brume. We also have about 4 people ahead of Brume. But sometimes you can never tell, but we don't know what will happen. But let's hope that we keep our fingers crossed, keep hoping that it's either it's a Brume or Soro, and any of the 3 will be able to at least help us to get our name on the medal team.
Of course, still moving on from that, just a few hours ago, also Dunayo Dikure also lost her quarterfinals women's 57 kg bout to China's Kexin Hong earlier today. Dikure had led 4-0 at some point in the bout, but Hong fought back to claim victory. The 30-year-old defeated Algeria's Luzia Chaima in the previous round to make it to the quarterfinal, but she has failed to advance beyond the semi-finals and also lost her bronze medal match. So for that's Oborodu rather, who lost her semi-final and bronze medal match. Then for Dick Roy, our other wrestling hopeful, she too earlier in the morning she had qualified for the quarterfinal, but the quarterfinal match took place not quite long ago, and she has also been eliminated. So the search for not even the gold, the search for a medal of any color continues. Yeah.
Well, for Odunayo defeat, to me, it's a terrible, a big shock and a terrible defeat for the team Nigeria as a whole, not to ask Odunayo as a whole, because looking at the Odunayo Dekoroye, after the fall aside of Blessing, the next hope was Odunayo to give us medal. In terms of even medal process, we were happy, a lot of Nigerians were able to have hope on Odunayo compared to Blessing, just like what happened in Tokyo 3 years ago. But, and with that defeat, with that crashing out of Odunayo, it means that it has put more pressure on Team Nigeria and the rest of people. They has put more pressure on the rest of Nigerians who are still remaining to compete. Because the hope was on Dunayo to get to the medal, to get to the podium. Now he has fallen out. Out of the 6 wrestlers we take to the medal, to take the Olympics, 3 of them have already crashed out. And the people that will have a medal process on them was Blessing Borodudu and Odunayo. After Odunayo, Blessing field, the next hope was on Odunayo. Now Odunayo is out again. And just like the way it happened at the Tokyo Olympics, all expectation was on Odunayo. Everybody, in fact, we're just waiting and let Odunayo be crowned as a gold medalist. Because if you're looking at the pre-event hype and everything, in terms of record, Odunayo was ahead of every other athlete. But unfortunately, at the Tokyo Olympics, he lost the first match. But unlike this one, he won the first one, won the second match. But in the quarterfinal, it's already out. Now it's out of contest. There are another medal loser out there. But I don't know how. I think maybe the wrestling federation and the wrestling body and those are competitors. Maybe probably the Nigerian Federation need to make a case for the world body and probably the IOC. I don't understand why in a particular day somebody has to fight about 3 times. I'm not comfortable with that reasoning. To me, in my view, maybe that may have effect on the performance. You fight the first fight, the second fight within under less than 4 hours. You are fighting for 3 times. So the time is too congested.
I understand. Wale is with us. Wale, are you live with us now? Have you sent him?
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Please unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Okay, let me just start.
Okay, yes. Can hear you now.
So Wale, currently you're on ground in Paris. So quickly give us your assessment of Team Nigeria's performance so far at the Olympics.
Of course, we have been nearly there. Of course, getting to win our first, medals in the Olympic Games right here in Paris. Right about now, I'm at the fan zone where fans, come to watch their team, compete at 2 big screens here. And also, there's a lot of games that is happening right there in Paris. But just so sad at this particular point, we are getting towards the end of the tournament, and we are yet to get a medal in all the sports we have been competing with. We are hoping, just like Salifu said, and you guys have been saying in the stadium, in the studio, we are hoping that Adekuroye could actually get us our first medal in the wrestling freestyle event. But sadly, she crashed out at the quarterfinals. Of course, she led 4-0 in that particular one before the Chinese Hong Kong actually came back to win that particular fight. 10 8. Just so painful for the current African champion, and one time of course former world champions, talking about Adekuroye. And for wrestling, I think we are done and dusted at that particular one. We don't get to win any medals in that particular event. Of course, weightlifting, so we're still expecting our athlete. We had 2 athletes in weightlifting, and we're hoping that they will actually do the nation proud in that particular event. Of course, these Olympic Games have been a lot of mixed feeling, because some of the federations are complaining that before, about 10 events were supposed to happen in weightlifting in this year's Olympics, but the IOC reduced it, to 5, events. So there's actually dropped down the level of athletes that should have actually contested, for medals in this particular Olympics. When he talks about, the weightlifting, of course, we just have 2 athletes. I spoke to the president yesterday, and they were hopeful that 1 out of the 2 will definitely, get to win the silver. Where if not the 2, maybe it's a bronze medal, maybe the silver. At this particular time, we don't care. We just want to see our athletes on the podium. Of course, so looking at other games, basketball, of course, I spoke to the president yesterday as well. What a wonderful performance, despite the fact that we lost against current champions, talking about the United States of America. Of course, don't take it away from the US team. They are 7-time champions of the Olympics, and they are going for the 8th consecutive gold medal in the Olympics. They started winning it right in 1992, where they have won all the gold medal in the women basketball. Of course, while athletes to compete and rub soldier with the US team, which are the best when it comes to the slamming and dunking game. They lost just by 4 points in that particular one. Of course, we also the resilience. But so many people argue that that game, we should have actually won that game. For me personally, I feel we were a bit scared in the first 3 quarters of that particular match. We are not throwing the 3 points, and also there was nobody in the middle for the person to actually get so much rebound, of course. But in the 3rd quarter, the ending of the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter, that is where we saw Princess getting to shoot 3, and they were going in. If we have actually had that particular opportunity in the first 3 quarters, who knows? Maybe we might just be in the semi-finals. But of course, so many hopes still lies in the athletic team at the particular point. They are the last hope for Team Nigeria at Paris at this particular point. Most especially, just like Simon said, the long jump, the likes of Ese Brume is there, and the rest. 3 athletes in the finals. Of course, we still have Toby Amuson going for the 100 meters. She is in the semi-final at this particular point. So we are hoping that since she is the current world holder, we are expecting that she should actually get, to win a medal in that particular sport. And of course, when you look at the long jump as well, Ese Brume, she is the number 1 when it comes to Nigerian and Africa at large. She has been jumping about 6, 7 thereabouts in the long jump. Others have been jumping 7. But if you want to really win a medal in the long jump, you should be jumping at the range of 6.5 meters for you to be able to win the medal. Hopefully, we should get them saved. It is the final of the games, and if you're in the final, of course, will stand a strong chance for you to, actually get to win a medal in the Olympics. Of course, so many people are actually looking forward to that. And also, we are hoping that our team athletics can actually do the nation proud when it comes out to the athletic event. And hopefully, we get to see them, fighting. The rest, the shoulder now is on them, right? The pressure now is on them now. I just hope that these athletes can actually deliver the first medal for Team Nigeria, Alpha and Salifu.
All right, thank you, Wally, for that update. Now, moving on now. Of course, the Federation of International Basketball, that's FIBA, has said the Tigers' superb display at the 2024 Olympic Games will linger on for a long time. When Wakama side bowed out of the basketball event to holders USA 88-74 last night, the Tigers defeated world number 3 Australia and world number 5 Canada in the group stage. They made history as the first African team to play in the Olympic quarterfinal, and posting on their X, the FIBA wrote a fascinating run that we remember for a long time. Nigeria, you are leaving Paris on the highest note. I mean, they couldn't have said it any better. I mean, to a lot of Nigerians, whether they like it or not, the Tigers are winners of this, when it comes to the basketball. Because imagine putting yourself against the third best ranked team, best ranked team, and the fifth ranked team, and in the group stages you lost just one match, defeating both the third and fifth best ranked team. I mean, no, it couldn't be any better than that.
Yeah, just like not just for Nigerians, but entire Africans and the entire black race of the world is genuinely be proud of what the Tigers have done. And it looked just like, say, in the first place when the draw was released, nobody expected the Tigers to get out of that group that you are being housed between the third best and the second best, and against the host. And then, fortunately, they only lose to the host, and it can be very understanding because when you have yourself against the crowd, there's nothing you can do about it. And even though they say the crowd doesn't play the match, the crowd contributed to it. When you have the against yourself, against the level player, against the player on the pitch, on the court, and at the same time you have to contend with the crowd again. So it is clear that why they lost to the France. But again, beating the Australia, number third ranking basketball team in the world, and the Canadian fifth in the world, and for Nigeria, who is 12th at that time in the world, coming against those ranking team side, and they will be able to defeat them. It's quite wholesome. And even in the quarterfinal match, despite yes, they get lost gallantly to the US team, and the basketball is made in the US. And for them to come against the US world champion for men and seven straight gold medal, a team that has never lost a single match in the Olympic. Yesterday was their number 59 game, and they have never for the 59 game, and they won all the matches. So you can't. If you look at the statistics, everything they all was against Nigeria, and for a basketball coming. All the game from US, all of them playing in the women US basketball league. And based on individual by player, there's not any players in Nigeria that can match any of the players from the US team. But if you look at the scoreline clearly show that Nigeria has come of age, and Africans are definitely proud of Nigeria.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, let's move away from that quickly down to another not so good news where Olympic debutant Ezekiel Nathaniel, Bodi Onwuruzirike, and Ella Omojuebo made significant strides in their respective events, but eventually got eliminated in the semi-finals. Nathaniel demonstrated impressive progress in the men's 400 meters hurdles, getting the automatic qualifying spot, but finished fifth with a time of 48.65 seconds in the semi-finals. For Onwuruzirike and Onojuebo, they went through the rapid charge round before progressing to the semi-finals after falling short in their heats. In the men's 200 semi-finals, Onwuruzirike placed 7th with a time of 20.72 seconds, while Onojuebo secured 6th place with a time of 51.05 seconds in the women's 400 meters semi-finals. So thankful once again. The not so good outing continues, and I keep waiting and hoping when will it be.
But if you're looking at this game so far, and just like we said before we came to the studio, yes, for me, in my view, and I want to say I give kudos to the athletes. The athletes have done their part. In my view, and the way I see it, the athletes have done well. Because it's not easy to go beyond the first one, and for them to get to the semi-final and then get to the knockout to the semi-final, it's a good kudos. If you imagine some of the hurdles they have to pass through before they get to this level, so it's quite unfortunate. And for this time, in the case of Favour Fili, losing in the final, finished sixth in the women 100 200 meter final, so I also quite disappointed. And another thing that played out yesterday during that final is that even when she raced on Tuesday, even when she raced to the final, and finishes. You can imagine at the terminal point of the 100 meter, 200 meter, there was no any Nigerian officials to call. So nobody was there for the game. It was only a Nigerian journalist from Radio Nigeria, Grace Ilia, that was the only one at that particular point where the girl was crying furiously that he was there for the girl to console the girl. There's no any Nigerian official, no any AFA, no NOC, no any ministry officials were there. So it quite tells you that most of officials that live here in the name of the game, they were just there in the name to go to the parties for their selfies for show, not for the game. You can't imagine you have an athlete that is going to race in the final, and in the final at the other event, there's no any official present at the event. So these are some of the things. And so even why you sit at home or sit there to say the athlete did not done well, you have to imagine, question yourself, look at it. What input has the government or the official put in to ensure that this get excel? You are talking about in the case of football, a girl that qualified the final just to submit her name for they couldn't submit her name. Only for them to get to the party and find out that her name was not on the list for the 100 meter race. So what do you expect of that? So our inability to win a medal I attribute to the inept and poor administration of our sport. And just I'm saying that how can most of the athletes that we see them win medal, it's a long time investment. It's not just I'm quite disappointed with this. The minister who called himself that when he was appointed, they say that the people attributed him to a former minister. If you are a farmer, it's like for you. I'm sure folks we have been commenting that he has trying to learn, but unfortunately, I found out that he has not learned nothing. You are appointed for over a year. You heard that the Olympic is coming. You keep until when you got barely a month to the Olympic. You now start. You come the athlete. You come the athlete in Abuja here, in Lagos, in Bayelsa for 2 weeks, and then move them to Germany for another 2 weeks, hoping that they are going to win a gold medal. And for that somebody who has been invested. Capping the athlete, prepare athlete for 4 years that they don't know what they are doing. It's quite unfortunate.
Anyway, quickly before we leave the studio, Coach Ron Waldrum, that's coach of the Sport Falcons, says despite the Falcons' poor showing at the Olympic Games, he is committed to remain in charge of the Super Falcons. Waldrum stated that he would like to keep on going on and inject new blood into the team and take them beyond the next Women's African Cup of Nations. He said, I would like to stay on. I love the team. I love the direction we are headed. After a rough start here, I think we are headed in a good direction. There's a lot of upcoming talent. As we start to move some of the older players out of the Olympics and bring some young talent in, I think we can accomplish great things in the next level. Well, for Waldrum, I think this is one coach who has continued to be in charge despite we're not seeing a valid contract that he has with the Super Falcons.
I'm not interested in his beautiful theoretical speech. If I'm in charge of the Nigeria Football Federation, I think we are done with one brand.
Yeah.
You see, Super Falcon is a brand. 9-time African champion. One of the best teams from Africa. The best team in Africa.
Yeah.
Should not have a part-time coach. We need a coach, a full-time coach, and then if to get Super Falcon a full-time coach, not a part-time coach that has a college job.
Exactly, a college who puts a college team,
and always to do the Super Falcon as a part-time job. It's quite unfortunate. Usoro and his team. Thank God, Usoro by September he's become 2 years in office, and for his 2 years in office, there's nothing to show about it. And if he's ready. To use the remaining 2 years to show that he is ready for this job. He has not for 2 years. He's wasted 2 years doing nothing to show. Now we have Super Eagles. Super Eagles have a match in September next month. Up to Super Eagles have no coach. You want a team. You want a team to go and win the Olympic gold, or to go and win, and you with a part-time coach.
Right.
So the one where we appreciate he has tried, but. Let's get a local coach because he has not done anything better than what our local coach has seen before. Yeah. So it was the essence. Pay him with dollars and he has not given us anything. So let's get a local coach.
That's a package today, but of course we will still keep an eye on the Olympics. Of course, 8 p.m. tonight, the long jump semi-finals comes up where the likes of Ese Brume, Ruth, Usoro will be. In action tonight. Wale, quickly, any words before we call it a day on today's edition of Sports Orbit?
Okay, yeah. Just briefly want to mention about when he talks about the welfare of the athletes, especially when you look at all our events, most especially basketball, how we treated our athletes, even prior to the start of the Olympic Games, how they were, they came in through the bus. There was a lot of issues when it comes to administrating, lapses during major tournament like this. Of course, for me, I will want like a total overhauling of, the sports sector in Nigeria generally. We need to put people who have the, athlete welfare at this particular time. Of course, even though you train throughout the year, and you don't give the athletes the best, form of, welfare, going to the games, and you actually, affect them psychologically. Of course, at some point, we are hearing that athletes were not, they were not feeling well, which also is the one, particular avenue that we actually affect, the performance of athletes, generally. Of course, I should expect, an advanced party should have been on ground, to, set everything in motion for the athletes. Every athlete should have actually given in, what they want to eat during the games. We should have actually get to make those arrangements before those athletes come. And whereas we don't have this issue of athletes not feeling well, and of course, if you don't eat well, you don't have the enough energy for you, to compete in your sport, and that will actually, tells a lot about, your performance. Of course, just like Salifu has said, we need people who have the mind of the athlete, people who can actually get, to take what is needed to give, in the sport, sector, in Nigeria to come on board in the aim of affair. Of course, Olympics is not just for you to start training in 2 months and expect magic. Of course, so many athletes and officials who have spoke to, who have spoke to, they have said that it takes them 4 years, sometimes 5 years for them to be able to produce an Olympic, gold medalist. Of course, if we want to keep seeing we getting to win medals in the Olympics, of course, preparation should start at the end of this particular Olympics. We want to see tournaments, we want to see athletes welfare, put in front burner, and not, things of sport, being put in front burner. Because if we could do that, maybe next Olympic, we might be smiling home, with medals. But for this particular one, we should just hope for the best. The likes of Ese Brume, the likes of Ese Brume, the likes of, Toby Amuson, if they can able to rescue us, for us, not leaving, Paris empty-handed. But by and large, of course, it's a big avenue for us to learn, lessons, and we have learned, or hope that we take those lessons we have learned to the drawing board, as so many people will say, going forward. Of course, Alpha, thank you so much, Alpha and Salifu, and everyone in the studio for having me.
Not all the way from Paris, of course, that calls it a day on today's edition of the program. Of course, we'll be back with another exciting edition next week. I hope by the time we're back with another edition, it will be at least when we put real out at least. Oh, we don't forget to put out the medal table so far, where of course currently team USA is leading, followed by China. Hopefully, on our next edition, we'll bring out the medal table, and hopefully Nigeria might be on the medal table.
Probably on the third position.
Well, who knows? All right, that's our package on today's edition of the program. Salifu, thank you for being in the studio on today's edition of Sports Orbit. Until we come your way, do have a wonderful time. My name is Alpha Show, and it's right now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.